Peace, love, and light, guys. You got Professor O coming through with a dose of that good yolk. I'm really like broken glass. I'm around like a circle. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round now. Today, I want to talk about there are two sides of human love. Now, this is something I got inspiration or download on when I was just, well, to be very fair, I was at the soup kitchen getting ready to get me some breakfast. So I'm thinking, I'm just observing, just having the observation, just looking at, the reactions, the interactions, etc., so forth. And it really just dawned on me that, hold on, I've written it down. And human love has two sides to it. There's a light side and a dark side of love. And now you got to realize they're going to both. Oh my God, is that what the heart means? All right, whatever. I digress. But anyway, like, they have two sides of love. There's a light side and a dark side. Now, the light side is going to represent things that lead to spirituality in a spiritual sense. It will alter your perspective more spiritual. Is love. Love will be peace, patience, joy, steadfastness, understanding, kindness, long suffering. It speaks about these things in the Bible. Like, they talk about that God's spiritual love that leads into that. But also realize that's like the pathway to be able to lead into the God kind of love, which would be more, how do you say, unconditional. And that's just no one can understand it because, again, this is when you're dealing with in the God form, right? But then now when you're dealing with the dark side of love, which would be they're more, again, leading more to your more physical sense. And now you're dealing with, obsession, infatuation, neediness, constant confirmations, things like that. Because now you're not dealing with a point of being secure. These are dealing with, now it becomes more fleshly perspective, and now it's becoming more human. Like, you know what I mean? You're pushing aside your divinity, and now you're becoming more, fleshly. And it won't have any type of, you won't reap the reward that you need. You'll reap the reward that you want. And unfortunately for that reward, you'll keep on wanting. And then also realize this, anytime you're in that form of perspective towards that love, you're going to increase those traits astronomically. So if you're dealing with the spirit side with peace, joy, steadfastness, long suffering, compassion, it's leading more into the spiritual side, and you're strengthening that connection to be able to get into that perspective, to get into the God kind of love. But then you're dealing with, when you're dealing with the darker side of it, when it's now, again, obsession, infatuation, constant confirmation, neediness, etc., so forth, you're strengthening those traits now. That's going to lead to more physical perspective, and now you'll be dealing more in an emotional way. Now you're going to need those things. It becomes like a fix, which is very detrimental. So I advise you to kind of not do that. And when you're leaning into the darker side of it, understand this, that it's going to be the opposite of the divine. So if the light form of love, and you're leading down that path of light, it's going to lead you into unconditional love, where you'll be able to do likewise how God has did you likewise. But then when you're leading down the human version of it, it will be the darker side, because realize that they're both human perspectives, right? It's always going to be, all right, this is how, when it's perceiving it, etc., so forth, that will be able to lead you into the God type of love. Or it'll be the other, where you'll be able to lead you into the conditional type of love, would be the human type of love, because now you're dealing more with your flesh. You're dealing more with things that are, of this world, unfortunately. So you don't really want to do that. You want to kind of stay more on the positive side of things and understanding how you can grow. And when you're able to understand how you can grow, and now you're learning how to grow, and now you're taking more responsibility for the actions that you do and speak about, especially when you're taking it in advance of what you're speaking about when it comes to love, it becomes more of a God type of love, like literally. And it's a beautiful thing. Now, while I sit here and say, because again, I speak humbly about the situation because I only speak on things that I experience and that I kind of get like a download from, like I'm understanding it. And I'm like, oh wow, this looks very interesting. Why is this like that? Why would you act like that? Why would you do this? How do you feel? It's like so forth. And then I get an understanding because again, I'm observing my reality. But then you also got to be humble and have humility towards it because again, I'm still a work in progress. I'm still growing. Can I grow too? You know what I mean? Can I grow as well? Can I be cool and sexy? Well, I'm already am that. But yeah, I think you understand. You know, so me personally, I would just choose the God type of love. Because again, when you're dealing with it, your spirit and your soul is going to want to resonate to the spiritual. Because it's mirroring God, and that's what your body and your things like to mirror God. But you become so personal with it, you know what I mean? I read somewhere, and I probably said this in another video, I forgot who said it, I think it was Osho who said it, but he said that, oh, I seen a flower and I loved it so much I didn't pick it. Now, that's so profound. And, you know, that's just something to think about. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave it like that. That's something to think about. Please think about it. But again, I'm in the right there. This message is for the adept out there, for the master, the expert, the proficient, efficient, the selfish, and the one that's always doing it and never losing it. The one that's growing and going and growing at all times. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. I remember, speak good, do good, see good. Cause when it is good, it's all good. Can you dig it? And for the haters out there that love looking at your boy, make sure you look at my good side, cause you know I'm sexy. Yeah, can you dig it? I think you can. Peace, love, and light. See you guys.